Hello, welcome to a lesson on American pronunciation. So within the US, within the United States, there are many different accents, and so I'm going to present the more traditional or the more kind of just like general American accent. This is debated over as to if there actually is a more general American accent, but I mean, I believe that there is, and so I am going to portray a very just general American accent. It's not Southern, it's not Midwestern, it's not Californian, it's not New Yorker, it's not New Jersey, it's not Chicago, but this is what I think is the run-of-the-mill American accent, one that you would hear in Hollywood and movies and TV shows and such like that, depending on the TV show / movie. So yeah, let's get to it. We'll start off with the basics, like the alphabet and certain sounds that we make in English, but I'll do them within my accent. And then I will get to some exercises. So here we go. Starting off, alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. And now I will say them in the sound that they make. A, B, K, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, L, M, N, O, A, P, K, R, R, S, T, A, V, W, X, Y, Z. Okay, now we'll go on to certain pairings of these letters, which are really good to know. And they present certain sounds that are very specific to the English language, and so saying them with an American accent will really help you get it down. So TH, but it can also be used as so it's either a harder or a lower ER, AR, R, CH, ch. It can also be similar to SH, sh, but it depends. But it's ch, EU, EW, U, U, U. It's kind of like EU, but it's U, U. Sh, NG. You see this a lot of the ends of the words like pang, rang, sang. It's saying, rang, lang, tang, ah. Okay, so now we just have one solid sentence, putting many of these sounds together, and so you don't really have to know the words that are in the sentence. You don't have to know what they mean. It doesn't really matter. But listen to how I say it, and then I encourage you to repeat it after me. I argued with my bewildered aunt over her floating boat, so I can take my exhausted bear to the exhibition on the other coast. Alright, one more time. I argued with my bewildered aunt over her floating boat, so I can take my exhausted bear to the exhibition on the other coast. Okay, I'm going to say it one time quickly, and then we should be good. I argued with my bewildered aunt over her floating boat so I can take my exhausted bear to the exhibition on the other coast. Okay, so now these last 3 sentences, they are all good things to just practice over and over. Each of them stresses a certain sound. And so starting off with this first one, this stresses the sound, E-R, I-R. I also threw in a U as well, U. But the main purpose of this is so that you can develop those tongue muscles to say it like an American would. So, her bird flew over the nerd's turd. Her bird flew over the nerd's turd. So oftentimes, especially with French people, even with Americans trying to learn French, we don't have the tongue muscles necessary to make the sound. Just like in French, the R sound is really hard for Americans to make, including myself. And so it's good to practice this over and over, so that you can develop those tongue muscles so you can speak it like an American, or say it like an American. So one more time. Her bird flew over the nerd's turd. Okay, next one. So this one stresses the TH sound, but you have to pay attention because it's not always th. There's a mix of th and th in there. So listen closely. They thankfully thought that the thorax thinned. Okay, so I'm going to point out where each of them is. They thankfully thought that the thorax thinned. So there's and so one more time. They thankfully thought that the thorax thinned. Okay, last but not least, this one stresses the U sound. It's a particular way with the tongue, U. So ready? Sue said ew at a pew with a bewildered hue. Notice how the spelling is differently as well. How you can go from you to Sue. Sue is also not as you as the others. It's more Sue. It could be almost written like this. Sue with 2 O's. Sue said ew at a pew with a bewildered hue. One last time. Sue said ew at a pew with a bewildered hue. Okay, that's all for today. Hope you enjoyed. Hope I encourage you to practice these things, especially the last 3 sentences, and just get it down. It's just all about developing tongue muscles. So.